In the far reaches of the mist-covered mountains, beyond where the sun dared to set, there was a village known only in whispers, Jawa. It was said that when night fell, the line between the living and the dead disappeared in Jawa, as if the village itself held its breath, waiting for something dark and ancient to stir. People from nearby towns avoided speaking of Jawa. They would cross themselves when its name was mentioned, their eyes darting nervously, as if afraid something might be listening. But Aditya, a bold and curious investigative journalist, felt an insatiable pull. The ghost stories, the legend of a vanished royal family, the treasure said to be hidden deep within the village's forbidden ruins. Jawa seemed like the story of a lifetime. Aditya arrived in Jawa just before dusk, watching as villagers hurried indoors, closing shutters and bolting doors. The village elder met him, an old woman with eyes clouded by age but sharp as a hawk's. She warned him, "Do not wander after dark, stranger. The land remembers its dead." He brushed off her warning with a nod, intrigued rather than scared. What could possibly be so dangerous that an entire village trembled with fear? But as night fell, Aditya began to understand. A fog rolled in, thick and almost alive, snaking through the empty streets. Strange whispers drifted through the air, and in the corner of his eye, he saw shadowy figures moving, slipping just out of sight. Ghosts, the villagers had called them, spirits bound by some ancient curse, trapped within Jawa's foggy embrace. One night, Aditya stumbled upon an ancient ritual the villagers were performing under a full moon. They placed offerings of rice and flowers along the village border, their heads bowed as they chanted in a language he didn't recognize. "What is this for?" he asked a young girl nearby. Her voice was barely a whisper. "We pray for protection from the Veil Keeper." The Veil Keeper, a name Aditya had heard only in hushed tones. It was the spirit that guarded the boundary between the living and the dead, a specter feeding off the memories of anyone foolish enough to cross into its domain. Those who ventured too far beyond the village would never remember who they were, becoming empty shells, wandering forever in the ghost land. Drawn by his curiosity, Aditya slipped away from the village one night, finding the ruins hidden in the forest's shadowed depths. The stones of the old palace crumbled beneath his feet, and a strange, chilly silence surrounded him. Then a soft voice called out, "Why have you come here, mortal?" It was a figure cloaked in dark fog, eyes hollow, yet burning with a ghostly light. The Veil Keeper. Aditya's heart pounded, but he forced himself to stand his ground. "I've come to understand the curse of Jawa." The Veil Keeper's eyes gleamed. "Jawa's curse is its own doing. Betrayal, blood, souls bound by broken promises. I guard them here, ensuring none can leave. Not even you." The spirit raised a hand, and Aditya felt a wave of cold wash over him. Memories began to blur. He struggled to remember his own name, his purpose. It was as if he was being erased piece by piece. But then a voice broke through the haze, a girl's voice, firm and clear. It was Mira, the last descendant of the royal family, the girl he had met earlier in the village. She held a pendant, an ancient artifact, glowing with a strange energy. With her help, Aditya regained his senses. Together they faced the Veil Keeper, pleading with it to release the trapped souls. Mira revealed a hidden truth. The Veil Keeper had once been a loyal guardian to her ancestors, cursed and bound to the land after they betrayed it. The pendant was a key to unlocking that ancient bond. With great reluctance, the Veil Keeper accepted their offer. "If you can mend what was broken, I shall release the souls." In a heart-pounding ritual, Mira used the pendant to perform a cleansing ceremony, chanting the words that had been lost to time. The mist surrounding Jawa began to thin, and one by one, ghostly figures appeared, their faces peaceful as they drifted toward the stars. The Veil Keeper, too, began to dissolve, a look of gratitude flickering in its once menacing eyes. "You have set me free. I am no longer the keeper of the veil," it whispered, before vanishing into the night. When dawn broke over Jawa, the village had changed. The air was lighter, the shadows less menacing. Aditya left with a sense of peace, knowing he had uncovered not only a story but had helped bring an end to an age-old curse. As he looked back at the misty mountains, he felt a shiver, realizing that though he was free of Jawa's ghosts, a part of him would always remember the ghost land.